Welcome to Dundar. Last time we had quite a scene there. Am I gonna keep saying quite a scene? Yeah, probably. With where we got attacked and had quite a bit of a car chase in an underground parking lot. And we still don't know who attacked us or who attacked the person who attacked us. Or is Professor Osaki okay? Or is he like just like gone? I mean, I don't know. They never explained that. But anyways, shows how much she matters. But yeah, so we did a lot of theorizing last time. Some of it correct, some of it not so correct. But anyways, we are back to Suzu here, who apparently feels dizzy. I wonder why she's dizzy. That's strange, Suzu thought. She stopped moving. Since she was in the middle of a sidewalk, the other pedestrians looked irritated as they moved around her. This dizzy effect's a little much. She took a deep breath and waited for a moment, but she still felt dizzy. Actually, she was finding it difficult to stand. Actually, this whole thing's making me kind of dizzy. Was she hallucinating? Or was the whole world starting to get blurry? All the noise of the city around her suddenly felt very far away. It was like she was diving underwater. Yeah, it is blurry. Was this the reading Steiner building ability? How did I misread ability as building? That Uncle Ocarine had talked about. Was she starting to acquire it too? And then she realized how warm she felt. The truth hit her. Is she sick? Like she has a cold? Or is she a sick person? Okay. She somehow managed to stagger her way back to the lab. It seemed that she was worse off than she thought. If she could have, she would have fallen to her knees right there. Oh no, does she have encephalitis? Is that the plot point? Is her being sick a plot point? Or is it like, just like, fluff? I mean, I don't know. During the war, and afterwards, when she joined up with her dad's organization, she'd been hurt badly enough to go into a coma several times. Oh my gosh. She'd been in a coma several times. That's something I didn't know. Also, was that her bike? I was just looking at, like... She was quite the biker in the Alpha World line, but, you know. But this was the first time something like this had happened since she became a time traveler. She looked up to the second floor. The lights were on. She felt honestly relieved to know that her dad was there. She walked up the stairs. When does this take place? I mean, they haven't shown us a time stamp. Is this like right after the whole motorcycle incident? Or is this like a week or two later? I mean, I can't really tell. I like the G.Maison box in the background. Door was unlocked. She didn't have the energy to speak, so she tried to silently take off her shoes. And then she tripped. Poor Suzu. She fell forward. Suzuha! I guess it makes sense to have a little bit more of a lighthearted scene after last time. It's fair. Yutaru was in the room. He saw her and he ran over. She rubbed her knee and tried to stand up, but staggered and fell into Yutaru's arms. Oh, guess who's also here? Oh, it's It's Yuki. Trying to avoid Yuki having to,
平気ですか?
Well, when she heard those voices, Suzu finally realized that Yuki and Mayuri were also in the room. She let her guard down when she realized. Yuki seemed unconcerned by Suzu's obvious uneasiness. She walked over with a serious expression on her face.
Suzuha-san, おでこを貸してください.
Yuki brushed her bangs aside and put her own forehead up to against Suzuha's.
Oh.
Suzu's heart started pounding. She had distant memories of her mother doing this before. Oh, I see, it brings back memories. Poor Suzu.
ひどい熱、大変だわ.
I need like a poor Suzu counter. Daru put his big hand up to Suzu's cheek as well.
Oh, 本当だ.
風邪かな? 平気。こんなのすぐに治るから。
無理すんなって。今すぐ横になるべきだろ、上皇。
Ah, yes, duh. An expression used to indicate that something is obvious and self-evident. Its use can be traced back at least 200 years. Oh, there you go.
そうですよ。それは分かってる。
Duh.
ちょっとだけ休ませてもらうよ。
Suzu used the last of her energy to reach the sofa. She collapsed on it and closed her eyes. On top of it. Calm down, she told herself.
まゆし、濡れタオル持ってくるね。芦田さん、鈴葉さんの着替えは?
Aww.
こっち。みんなこの中に。もちろん僕中を漁って、はぁはぁ、くんかくんかとかしてないから。
Awkward. Haha, or sniff sniff, is used to describe the act of smelling something, often used in manga and on the internet, you know, a favorite phrase of perverted gentlemen, like, of course, Daru. Its origins are unclear, but its use has been seen as far back as a popular comic during the early 80s. I didn't know it came from the 80s. That's interesting.
くだらないこと言ってると、風邪のウイルスを伝染させてやるよ、兄さん。
Oh, right. She's supposed to be, his, sister. That's still awkward. Suzu kept her eyes shut as she complained.
適当に選んで着替えさせてあげても?
頼むよ。僕じゃそういうわけにもいかないから。
はい。
She listened to the conversation going on around her. Suzu felt a cold towel on her forehead. Trowel.
悪いね、まゆ姉さん。気にしないで。
僕ちょっと風邪薬買ってくるからしばらく寄ろう。うん。
いってらっしゃい。鈴葉さん、起きられますか？お兄さんが戻ってくる前に着替えだけ済ませてしまいましょう。
Suzu opened her eyes. Yuki was standing over her and looking down.
いや、このままでいいよ。今までもそうしてきたし。
In fact, before Suzu became a time traveler, there were many times when she'd been unable to rest even if she were sick. Many times she wasn't able to change clothes or even lie down. Compared to that, this was a lot nicer. Fair?
ダメです。風邪はひき始めが肝心ですよ。でもじゃありません。早く脱いで。
Yuki was a little more forceful than usual as she tried to take Suzu's clothes off. Suzu jumped up, surprised.
私 わかった。やるよ。自分でやる。
I don't know, are we gonna get a demonetizationable scene here?
汗びっしょり。まゆりちゃん、乾いたタオルはある？
Hmm.
はい、これ。
Yuki took the towel that Mayuri had brought from the shower room and gently wiped the sweat off of Suzu's forehead and neck.
くすぐったい。少し我慢してください。子供じゃないんだから。けど、
Suzu shook as she was rubbed with the towel. She wasn't used to being touched, and this was the first time since she was very young that anyone had done this to her.
もういい。自分でやるってば。別に遠慮しなくても。遠慮とかじゃないから。
Suzu grabbed the towel from Yuki. Trying her best to hide herself from the gaze of the other two, she took off her clothes and wiped away the sweat. Well, you do have that divider. I mean, to be fair. Her face felt really hot. She didn't know if it was because of the fever or not, but she was finding it difficult to think straight.
これでいい？
So, if this takes place during the same time as, you know, Okabe's car chase, I guess that would mean Suzu was not the gun person who shot the assailant. So yeah, I'm saying that it's not Suzu in this case. Maybe. I guess. That's extremely definitive.
はい、よくできました。あとはこれを着てください。
She grabbed the new pair of underwear and clothes from Yuki. Still trying to hide herself, she put them on. When she lay back on the sofa, Yuki put a blanket on her.
まゆりちゃん、このお部屋って洗濯機はないんだっけ？いつもそれで困るんだよ。まゆし、後でコインランドリーへ行ってくるね。そんなことまでしてくれなくていいってば。
Maybe they should get a washer.
こういう時はお互い様ですよ。
Aw.
そうだよ、すずさん。お腹は空いてます？何か食べられそうですか？
Suzu looked up at Yuki, then Mayuri, and was about to mumble another refusal. But in the end she gave up and pulled the blanket up to her nose. This was really hard.
お腹はそんなに。でも薬を飲む前に食べておかないと。おかゆなんかどうかな。それいいね。じゃあすぐに作りますから、ちゃんと寝ていてくださいね。うん。
ただいまだお。
He's back. Itaru came back from the drugstore a while later.
疲れた。
Oh, look who got some exercise. So, I was thinking, so, if Suzu's sick right now, then, what if the people, the motorcycle people come back and try to, like, take the time machine or something? I mean, like, isn't it sort of undefended? He was really out of breath. He must have gone running there and back. You're only exhausted because you never exercised, she thought to herself. But, for some reason, the sight of her exhausted father made her happy, and she quickly shook her head.
ご苦労様、ダルくん。これからおかゆ作るんだ。それを食べたら薬を飲ませてあげてください。
オキドキ。
Itaru walked over to Suzu as he answered.
具合はどうなん？
よくない。
Aw.
やっぱ疲れが溜まってたんだな。鈴葉
Poor
が休んでる
Suzu.
とこ見たことないし。
我ながら情けないよ。私ここにいない方がいいかもしれない。
え？
どこかで気が緩んでたんだ。父さんがいて、まゆ姉さんがいて、ルミ姉さんがいて、いつの間にか母さんまで。
Aw. Aw.
そのせいで時々任務を忘れそうになる。なんだかこの温かい時間がいつまでも続くんじゃないかって錯覚しそうになったり。
Oh. Oh no, you don't want the having fun ending. You can't do that. But yeah, oh, I see. So thinks she's it's making her weak, having all this fun, happy times.
このまま戦争なんて起きないんじゃないかってふと考えてしまったり、普通の女の子と同じような暮らしに憧れてしまいそうになったり。
それのどこが悪いって言うん？
When Daru spoke, his face was actually serious for once, and he was looking straight into Suzu's eyes. It was the face of a father she knows so well. The face of the father she knew so well. The man who was always looking out for her, who was always there for her.
ここを出てどこへ行くつもりなんだよ。
それはマシンの中とか。
あんなところにずっといられるわけないだろ。
でも
あんなところに娘をずっと置いておけるわけないだろう。
とさ。
For a moment, Suzu was about to cry. She squeezed the blanket as hard as she could to stop herself. And then...
おっと、なんかマジレスしちゃった。
Oops, I accidentally gave a serious response. The act of responding seriously to a post without joking around or posting memes. Yeah, you're supposed to be memeing. I mean, you gotta give the good stuff right there, chorus line.
とにかく僕は可愛い子と一緒にいられるのが嬉しくて、こっそりハーハーしたりクンカクンカするのが楽しみなのだぜ。特に風で汗まみれになってる女の子は大好物です。
God.
やめて。
Daru.
だったら早く直すといいよ。僕にハスハスされるのが嫌だったらね。
So is this whole act, is it like an act? Like almost like Ocarina, but like less crazy? Suzu whispered back a response, then turned away from Itaru and pulled the blanket closer.
もしかして今の僕の言葉でトラウマ解消しちゃった？好感度アップ？
バカなこと言ってると治ってからひどい目に遭わせるよ。
ブーツ履いてゴリゴリ踏んづけるとかそういう？
指と爪の間にいろいろ刺す。
それだけはマジで勘弁してください。すみません。
She could smell the pleasant scent of Mayuri and Yuki's cooking from the kitchen.
なあ鈴葉、そろそろ教えてくんないかな。毎日何をしに出かけてるん？僕にも手伝えることあるかもしんないし。
後で二人きりになったら話すよ。
あ、うん。それでもいいけど。
まゆ姉さんには聞かせられない話なんだ。
So I think he's trying to ask, like, is this nice, peaceful hanging out with all your future family members and friends, and you know, just eating food and being taken care of. Is that the future Suzu wants? Eh? Yeah, there was no way she could tell Mayuri. Three days later. 3 days later. Susie was still sick. Yuki came over every day with Mayuri to check on her. Because of this, Suzu was able to eat nutritious food, and her fever had gone down, but so now all was left was to get her strength back. But still, Yuki kept telling her that she needed to lie down. That meant that, for better or for worse, Suzu spent her whole day on the sofa, half asleep. Somewhere in her half-awake mind, she heard a terribly off-key tune. Terribly. Since she also heard the sound of falling water, it's probably coming from the shower room.
これ何の歌だっけ？
Yeah,
母さん。
I couldn't quite tell if the sound was like, was that supposed to be water, or I thought originally it was like actually the sound of like something frying, like, because we were just talking about cooking and stuff. So, I mean, it's a decent guess. Suzu had heard it when she was very young. Her mother had been singing it, just like she was now. But what exactly the song was about, she just couldn't remember.
もう起きなきゃ。いつまでも寝てられない。
But even when she tried to open her eyes, they just wouldn't move. Her body must have needed more rest. Maybe Yuki was right, and she needed to lie down some more. She moaned and twisted slightly. When she did, the blanket fell to the floor. She didn't feel like she had the energy to pick it up. Oh no. She could hear someone standing up from the desk from where Itaru was always using the PC. Whoever they were, they came over and put the blanket back on.
マユ姉さんの匂い。
Aww. Weirdly, Mayuri always smelled good, even when she wasn't using perfume. It's a slightly sweet smell, like pale white flower. It's a scent that held her all night, on the distant day in the future when she lost her mother. Oh, yes, flashbacks, yay. Flash forwards, whatever. Suzu pulled her legs inside her blanket and grabbed onto her knees, like a baby in the womb. Memories went in and out of her as she lay there half asleep. Oh yeah.
ママは痛い思いとかしたのかな。
Oh yeah.
苦しい思いとかしたのかな。
You can't be using past tense, it's the future now. Jeez. Imagine if Suzu actually said that. She suddenly remembered what Kaguri had said to her after they traveled through time. "2036. The day when she'd left." At the last second, Mayuri had looked at Suzu and Kaguri inside the time machine and smiled. It was like the gentlest smile on Suzu's mother's face when she died protecting her daughter.
しちゃった？うん。ちょっと前から起きてた。何か食べる？うん。
After she said yes, Suzu snapped back to reality. She was getting weaker. When she realized that, she forced her sick body off the sofa. Her head shook, and she had to stop herself from falling forward. But she grabbed the back of the sofa and managed to get on her own 2 feet. Suzu, like, really sick? Like, I mean, she's been sick for 3 days, and she's getting weaker, apparently. Is this related to the encephalitis? Is it? Is it?
ダメだよ。そんな急に起きちゃう。もう平気。迷惑かけたね、まゆ姉さん。迷惑だなんて、そんなことないよ。
Mayuri went to the kitchen and turned on the burner underneath one of the pots. Sounds and smells of bubbling stew filled the whole lab. Mayuri mixed it with a ladle and stopped every once in a while to taste it. That's always important. You have to taste your food. You have to. That's how you know if it's good. It's one thing I've learned from watching Kitchen Nightmares. Y'all get that reference, eh? Anyways, she turned forward and to Suzu and smiled. It's just me, or does that like seem like really out of place? Like her character model in front of the background, like her character seems so much more like higher resolution and detail than the rest of the background. I mean, it seems like a bit of an art style clash, if you ask me. And usually this game's pretty good about art style blending, so but I don't know, maybe I'm picking at nits. I do like this game. I'm just a nitpicker, okay? Like I do enjoy this game. I think it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out what's gonna happen. It has lots of mysteries. It's very cool. I really like the first game for the same reasons.
Yuki-sanのおかげで、マユシーの腕はめきめき上達しているのです。兄さんは
You can't be slipping up like that.
メイクインに行ったよ。その後はバイトなんだって。
Okay, it's gonna go see Ferris, then go to work.
そっか。
Forget, is it a plot point where he works? Forget.
タル君がいないからって夜出かけようとか思ってるでしょう。ダメだよ。平気じゃないよ。そういうこと言うとユキさんに叱ってもらっちゃうから。
Mayuri's hair looks really big. Like, it looks like her head's really small and her hair is really big. I don't know why I said that.
私がどうかしたの
？The curtain to the bathroom opened and Yuki came out. Her skin was just a little flush.
すずさんがね、寝ていてくれないのです。まあ、ダメですよ、すずはさん。あと1日、おとなしくしていること、いいですか
So, I guess she wants to go out at night so she can do her mission to, you know, try to find Kagari and stuff and all that. Right, because right now, other than goofing off, she's supposed to A, try to convince Ocarina to go back to the past, B, find the little girl, who's probably not so little anymore, and, is there any other, plot points? Oh yeah, of course, protect the time machine, find the motorcyclist, all that kind of stuff. Suzu's answer was less than enthusiastic, but she gave in to Yuki's glare and sat back down on the sofa.
はい、そのまま横になって。わかったよ。
She pouted and slumped down on the sofa, then pulled the blanket on top of her. Suzu was capable of talking back to Big Sis Mayuri, but she would never talk back to Yuki. Oh no, she would never be able to do that. That'd be rude. I mean...
何？すずさんってそうしてると可愛いなーって思って。今の姿をダルくんに見せたらちょっと危ないかも。そうだね。時々本当に兄弟なのかなって思うことあるし。気持ち悪いこと言うな。あれれ、鈴葉さん、もしかして照れてます？
照
れてなんかいない。
See why they're such a good fit for each other, Yuki and Daru.
本当に？当たり前だろ。なんで私が。と言いつつ照れてるすずさんってやっぱり可愛いね。萌えだね、萌え。うるさいな。
Suzu couldn't say anything, so she just had to turn away.
さてと、マヤシーはそろそろアルバイトに行かなきゃ。シチューは食べていかないの？アルバイトの帰りにもう一回ここにやるつもりなんだ。その時に食べようかと思って。じゃあサラダか何か作っておいてあげる。一緒に食べて。ありがとう、ゆきさん。楽しみにしてるね。
So nice, the idea of having, like, a place to hang out with your friends and share dinners and make food for each other, and it's like, just thinking, wow, that sounds really nice. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds nice. Feel a little empty inside. Anyways, Mayuri and Suzu told Suzu one more time that she need to stop, you need to keep laying. I goofed. I can't read this line. Thinking about how I would like to hang out with friends. So she told Suzu that she needed to keep laying down and left for work. Yeah. Lay down. I'm leaving. Okay. So Yuki went to the kitchen and added some seasonings to the stew and then turned off the burner. Okay.
そうだ、鈴葉さん、汗かいてるでしょ。食事の前に体拭いておきましょうか。いいって言ってるじゃないか。
Yeah, she's strong enough, she should take a bath or shower. Yuki wanted to do stuff like that every day. And each time, Suzu frantically refused.
シャワーは無理でも、ちゃんときれいにしておかなくちゃ。
Yeah, she does need to keep herself clean. That's true.
昨日も一昨日もやったんだからいいって。1週間や2週間くらい放っておいても死ぬわけじゃないし。1週間ってそんなのダメですダメです。
You can't go a week without showering. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Yuki hurried into the shower room.
あのさ、自分でできるから。そういうこと言う人に限っていつまでもやらないんですよね。
That's true. People will say, "It's okay, I can do it myself." Don't do things themselves. Unless they say it with like an angry tone, like, I can do this myself. Stop it. Then they can probably do it themselves, but, you know what I mean.
そんなこと、ダメです。
So they can do it themselves except when they can't, basically. Yuki came back with a bowl filled with hot water and a towel. She could be stubborn when she got this way. Suzu had learned that well over the past 3 days. Yuki was just like the mother she remembered. She slowly and uneasily stood up, and then she took off her top, trying best to not let Yuki see her skin.
女の子同士なんだから、そんなに恥ずかしがらなくても。構わないだろ、別に。背中だけ私が拭いてあげますね。いい。子供じゃないんだからできる。でも、ちゃんと拭けないと思うし。いいってば！
Yuki seemed a little shocked, but quickly handed over the hot, wet towel.
ごめんなさい。触られるのが嫌な人もいますよね。あ、私こそ悪かった。大きな声出したりして。お湯、テーブルの上に置いておきますから。夕飯の支度しちゃいます。
Keep playing with this shower scene idea. Like, I mean, like, because in the first game, like, are we going to have a scene with the shower or not? Like, Yuki walked off, dejected. Once Suzu saw that she was focused on finishing the cooking, she slid behind the curtains into the back part of the room. She used a towel and wash bowl to wipe herself down. She couldn't let Yuki see her body. There were scars, both old and new, all around her, and burn marks that might never heal. So is this how it always has to be? We have to start off a scene with some goofy, funny thing, and then, 20, 30 minutes in, we gotta be all like, oh, scars, every edgy future plot. I mean, I like plot, so that's good, but, I mean, it's seeming a little formulaic at this point. To her, these wounds were like medals from the vicious battles she'd suffered, and she didn't care who saw them, except she cares who sees them. But she didn't want to let the mother who'd given birth to her, or rather, who would give birth to her, see all these scars. Especially not with the dozens of pale white marks around her breasts.
母さん。
She still remembered that nightmarish day. The bullets which had killed her mum had lost their power as they passed through her organs, but still managed to dig into Suzu's skin. And when they did, they were covered in her mother's blood and flesh. Scars would probably never heal completely. To Suzu, they were her mother's grave. Oof. Maybe Suzu should have the edgy voice. She shook her head and tried to get the nightmare out of her mind. She took her bottoms off too and wiped herself clean all the way down to her toes. Then she put on a new pair of underwear. It was only after she finished putting on her newly clean clothes that she felt human again. When she came back, Yuki was putting bowls filled with stew and salad on the table. Do they mean like the table behind Yuki there, like the little coffee table? So do they like sit on the floor to eat? I mean, it's within reason. That they would. Wasn't there a scene with them at the table in the first game? Were they on the floor? I thought they were on the couch. I'd have to check that later. Their eyes met, and an awkward silence filled the room.
できました。
I really need to eat something too. I'm kinda hungry. Yuki broke the silence first.
ありがとう。どのくらい食べますか？いや、いいよ。それくらいは私がやる。
No, the sick person shouldn't serve themselves from the main pot of food. You can't do that. You're supposed to have the healthy person serve them so that they don't contaminate it. Jeez. People caring so much about being clean. I mean, Seriously. Anyways, Suzu just put enough stew in salad for her meal onto her own plate, then made a plate for Yuki as well. No, you're not supposed to do that.
すみません。
It's wrong. It's so wrong. It's the worst thing about this game.
いや、こっちこそ食事の用意なんてさせて悪い。具合が悪い時はお互い様と言ったはずですよ。食べ終わったらちゃんと薬も飲んでくださいね。うん。
The two sat on the sofa and filled their mouths with stew and salad. Stew had a mild, gentle flavor. It felt like something Mayuri would make. I was just thinking, other than that quick scene with Mayuri's friends and stuff, we haven't actually talked about Fubuki for a long time. Like, we got that foreshadowing that she was remembering things she shouldn't know. And then, it's been a while. Although maybe I'm asking for it now. Now next scene's gonna be her, and then, you know how it is.
ずいぶん上達したでしょ、まゆりちゃん。缶詰をただ温めただけとか、そういうわけじゃないんですよ。
Oh wow, Mayuri has gotten better. Aw, that's a cute picture.
大したもんだね。
Those are the red vegetable there. I don't think that's a strawberry, even though it sort of looks like one. Is it supposed to be like a tomato? Maybe a bell pepper? Like a piece of one.
鈴葉さんもやってみません？教えますよ。
I mean, clearly there's some broccoli and a piece of meat, but the red thing I can't quite tell.
私はいいよ。柄じゃないし。そんなことないと思いますけど。まあ、いつかね。いつかっていう人は結局最後までやらないんですよ。
So motivational. Or demotivational? I don't know.
それ、さっきも似たようなこと言ってた。
Depends on how you look at it.
そうでしたっけ？うん。
And then the conversation ceased for a time. Suzu slurped down her stew. She had terrible manners. And then tried to come up with something to talk about. This time, it was Suzu's turn to break the silence. After what she'd remembered, she couldn't bear to be silent about Yuki.
さっきの歌だけどさ、あれ、なんだっけ？
Oh yeah, what was the song?
歌？シャワールームで、ほら。もしかして歌ってました？私。恥ずかしい。下手なのに歌うの好きだからつい口ずさんじゃうんですよね。別にうまい下手なんて気にしなくていいと思うけど、何の歌だったか思い出せなくてさ。実は私もなんですよ。
So no one knows what the song is. Did she just make it up?
え？
Or is this some sort of time paradox, like one teaches the other and such, and the song has no origin, like a time loop kind of thing. Like, yeah.
印象的なところだけ覚えてるというか、子供の頃に流行った教育番組の歌か何かだとは思うんですけど。
Like that song from in Ocarina of Time about the guy who gets annoyed and, about the song from the future and the past and blah blah blah, and yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Educational show.
役に立てなくてすみません。鈴葉さんはいつ頃あの歌を？
Oh yes, clearly it's the theme of the Backyardigans. That's obvious.
私も子供の時かな。母さんがよく歌ってくれたよ。優しそうな人ですもんね、鈴葉さんのお母さん。
Hinting a little. Though, I mean, to us it's obvious, but I mean, to Yuki it probably shouldn't be. I mean, the first conclusion probably isn't, oh yeah, you know, she's totally my daughter from the future who came back and to, you know, change the timeline from the tragic future. Yeah, that's totally the first conclusion you jump to. The conversation flowed so naturally that she didn't think about how she responded.
Eh?
Oh. I've unlocked 25% of the CGs. Well, that means we must be like 10% of the way through. A second later, she realized what she'd said, and then she stared at her, mother. Yeah, I was like, hinting a little much. Again, it's not really that much of a hint to Yuki, because, I mean, that wouldn't be that obvious unless Yuki has crazy theories about time travel.
どうしました？私の母さん。どういうこと？
Your mom seems like a really nice person. Yeah,
どう
that's...
いうことって、
It's
おと
awkward.
といお見かけしまして。
What? What? Ooh. Wait, what? What? Oh! Man. So wait. So Yuki said your mom seems like a really nice person. And then Suzu said yeah. And then Suzu's like, oh, wait a minute. And then Suzu's like, what do you mean? My mom seemed like a really nice person. Yeah, because I thought she was just talking about the song, but now Yuki's saying, what do I mean? I just saw her 2 days ago. So Yuki saw someone who claims to be Suzu's mother? 2 days ago.
ですから、おとといここを訪ねていらしたんです。
Is that Kakari? That's saying, like, who's now older now? Because, you know, 75 to, you know, 2010, that's a long time. That's 45 years. Let's say 35 years. Sorry about the math. So she'd be, you know, middle-aged.
そんなバカな。お母さんが来たらおかしいんですか？だって。
There was no way that she could say that her mother was right in front of her. Well, fair. Confused, she fell silent. Yuki, for her part, must have come to the conclusion that must have come to some conclusion about the reason for Suzu's reaction. She started to stammer and fidget. Oh, she probably thought of something crazy, but not that crazy.
ごめんなさい。
That face. Alright, there's some great faces in this game.
私何も知らなくて、もしかしてお母さんとの間に何か？いや、喧嘩をして家出してるとか？そういうわけじゃ。今にして思えばなんか変ですよね。お母さんたら橋田さんには着替えや差し入れを持ってきていたのに、鈴葉さんには何も。
So Yuki's trying to figure out what's up with the mom, who she thinks like maybe she got into a fight and Suzu ran away or something. But so she's saying the mom just brought food and a change of clothes and didn't say anything to Suzu. That is weird.
と、兄さんに着替え？差し入れ？はい。
Suzu thought as hard as she could and finally reached an answer.
そうか。
Yuki was talking about Itaru Hachida's mother. Oh. Oh. Yeah, no, it's not Kagura, it's just Daru's mom. Wow. Wow. Wow, I'm bad. In other words, Suzu's grandmother, who she'd never seen except in pictures. But since she told Yuki that she was Itaru's brother, it was natural that she'd make the wrong assumption.
どうしました？
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's really obvious. Yeah. Now I feel dumb.
なんでもない。
If Itaru had even said a word to her about it, this wouldn't have happened. How stupid. She'd have to give him a lecture later. While Suzu was thinking about talking to her dad, the talking to her dad was going to get. Yuki had already started to sympathize with her imagined plight.
鈴葉さん、私いつでも相談に乗りますからね。何でも話してくださいね。
Aww. For some reason, her eyes were starting to well up.
ありがとう。
Suzu didn't know how to react to this, but she felt a little embarrassed.
やっぱり優しいんだな、母さんは。
Just like she told Itaru, this place was too comfortable. She's starting to imagine that this life would continue forever. But sending this brief, happy time beyond the horizon of the world line was supposed to be Suzu's mission. Right, she's supposed to get rid of this brief, happy time. If she didn't, this world would be destroyed. Yes, that's how it works. We're back to Mr. Okabe at May Queen. Anyways, I think I'll cut it off there. Man, so many long scenes. Okay, but no, it's all been good. It's all been good. That's interesting. So wait, did anything happen? So that really was just Daru's mom. So, or maybe Suzu coming to the wrong conclusion that it was Daru's mom and it wasn't actually Daru's mom because, yeah, maybe that's it? Maybe? Maybe? Are they trying to pull a fast one on me? Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.